And with me right now is the president of the United Board, Juanita Skillman. And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Good morning, everybody.
And just gonna, you know, we were talking just a minute ago. This was the last couple of weeks, not a lot going on, so you wanted to take the time to sort of look ahead, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, because of the holidays, we didn't have many committee meetings, so there wasn't a lot of updates on those types of things. So I thought I would take the time to go over. In November, we had a planning meeting, and we did our strategic planning, and we looked ahead of what we want to do. We have 5-year goals, but a lot of them we're trying to implement piece by piece as the year goes by. So I thought I'd go over our 5 big things and maybe do a little explanation on them and let everybody know what our board is focusing on. And first and foremost, as you see in back of me, it was to commit to becoming a unified team. And that includes not just our 11 members of our board, although that's very important, but also with the rest of the village. We work very closely with Third Mutual, with the towers, certainly with GRF and VMS, and we have this last year started to have joint meetings of the presidents, first vice presidents, and we meet monthly just to share what's going on and what they're doing and what we can learn from each other. And it just makes for a much more harmonious village, I think. Secondly, we want to become a board that keeps residents better informed and vice versa. And that's really important. We talk a lot about communication and transparency and all of those kinds of things. And we've done great strides, I feel, just in the last few years with all of the different formats, media, types of places that we go to give people information. We've always had, or just about always had, the Globe, and then we had TV6, but there were a lot of people that either didn't subscribe to the Globe or did not watch, shame on you, TV6, and so they didn't get the message. And now that we have the Village Breeze that comes out once a month with lots of information, the e-blasts that go out 2 to 3 times a week on what's going on in the village, what's going on in recreation, all of those kinds of things. And then last year, VMS started having our general manager, CEO, speak once or twice a month on Thursdays, like we do on Fridays, just to keep people informed about what we're doing in the village. And we're going to really work at improving those and to getting more people to tune in, to listen. One of our biggest concerns is the fact that there's still about, I don't want to run out numbers, but there are a small percentage of ours who have no internet access. They don't get internet, they don't get the Village Breeze. We do print it, hopefully they pick it up in a clubhouse or at the library. But there are different ways to inform people. But you know the old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And so no matter how much information we put out there, there still are people who say, I didn't know about that. I didn't hear that. Nobody told me that. Or the only way they hear about it is the rumor mill, which is alive and well in Laguna Woods Village. So if you hear something from a neighbor and it doesn't sound quite right or you're not sure about it, please look farther. Call one of the board members. Even call the general office and say, is this true? Is this what's going on? And you'll get the straight stuff. So that really helps. So those are 2 of our big things. And then number 3 is part of that, and that has to do with that last part about vice versa, getting information back from our residents. We are working and asking VMS to do a CRMS system, which is a customer relations management system. We've come so far in our resident services with the statistics that they keep, and the call center and the callbacks and the notifications when people are coming out to your house, things like that have really helped. But a full-blown CRMS system will make that even better because it will have a resident portal, which means that residents can contact us
Right.
electronically, not just our sending out all of the information. They can reply to us, and we're very anxious to get that in. We try to be receptive. I get tons, literally, of phone calls and emails all the time about issues within the village, and I try to answer as many as I can, or else I pass them on to the correct staff people to do it. But if they can come in, send us an email. If they can come in on the portal, and which will be to the CRMS system, then we'll be able to answer them even faster.
Yeah.
So that's one of our goals to get in place. Now, I forget what number 4 was. Okay.
Yeah.
The long-range plan for maintaining and upgrading the infrastructure. Everybody in United knows that we have a aging infrastructure, and we have made priority things that have been kicked down the road for years and years and years that needed to be worked on, and we are spending the money, the time, and asking staff to do a lot of things with infrastructure that has not been done. The waistline remediation, which is really plowing ahead quite fast, where we go in and clean out the old sewer lines, and we line them so that the broken and deteriorating parts are up to date, is going along faster than we anticipated, and we're really pleased that that's going along. We're looking at water lines. We're doing things like looking at parking, which is a big problem in the village all over because we all have too many vehicles. Where can we put more parking spaces? Maybe if we take out a little bit of a landscaped area and put in parking spaces instead, would it ruin the look of the neighborhood, or would it really help the residents?
Right.
So those kinds of things are ongoing all the time. So our M&C, Maintenance and Construction Committee, is always working to see new things that can be done. And so is our landscape committee, and of course that's always been a big one. Those are our 2 biggest areas. And then last but not least, we are establishing a written protocol for communicating with VMS staff. It's been an ongoing problem that sometimes we communicate too much with them and they don't have a chance to do their job.
Right.
If you've got people dropping by your office to chat about something on a regular basis, it really slows down your productivity. So as you probably have heard, we're doing some security things for this building, the community center, starting the middle of this month, limiting access to the 2nd floor where all of the VMS offices are. We encourage people to make appointments, even directors, not just residents, to make appointments if they want to see or talk to a staff member or a director of a division or something like that, so that they have time to get their work done.
Yeah.
Because we've put an awful lot on them.
Right.
And when they are, and they're always polite, and they always stop their work and talk to you, etc., which is wonderful. We have great customer service. But we have to look at it from their end as well, and that's what we're working on.
Yeah, they have to get their stuff done.
Right.
So just the final slide is really just a recap of what you talked about. And if, once that new resident portal comes into line, do you have a date for that yet? You're looking at like in a couple months?
Well,
months?
no, Chuck has said this year.
Okay.
There's so many parts to go to that. We have so many legacy systems, older systems like Stellar and ICE and those kinds of things that need to be worked in, and that's not easy. I have to give our IT department and Chuck such kudos of what they have done in the last 2 years. Unbelievable, and yet most of it our residents can't see.
Right.
It's behind the scenes. But in order to do all of those things that we want to do going forward, we have to fix the infrastructure behind the scenes. We have to make sure that it can handle a resident portal. That it's not something that you just drop in with no notice. So they're getting really well on that. Chuck gave a presentation at a VMS meeting a couple weeks ago with all of the things that they've done in 2018, and I was flabbergasted. And then their goals for 2019, and this is high on the list for 2019.
All right.
So hopefully that will come across.
All right, very good. I thank you for coming by.
You're welcome, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You take care, and we'll be right back.